Yo, what's up, y'all? Man, I seen motherfuckers talking about how we motherfucking ancestors to primates, and that shit honestly got me heated as fuck, yo. Cause every time I see that shit, I think like, yo, what dumb motherfucker be thinking that shit? Seriously. And then they talking about, oh, there's fucking tons of evidence and all this shit based off motherfucking interpretations of data, which interpretations of data aren't facts of nature. There's interpretations of data, facts of nature, and then beliefs. Okay? And they can't distinguish between these fucking things. So they're gonna say, oh, there's fucking loads of evidence, which is just your way of interpreting this motherfucking data, which isn't a fact. That doesn't prove, motherfucking, we come from any fucking thing. You get what I'm saying? So, let me get into, like, what the fuck is the problem and how people get the science fucked up and how they're feeding it and how motherfucking is perceived, okay? Because they're gonna tell you, like, you share a common ancestor with a primate, okay? And that we come out of Africa fucking 300,000 years ago when Virginia Steen McIntyre, using the scientific method, already proved that there's motherfuckers in Mexico 250,000 years ago. Okay, so y'all dates on when people was around is already fucked up. Okay, and we got scientific evidence of that shit. Alright, and we already been known that shit, but now we got the science to fucking back it up. And y'all getting mad like, oh, you're lying or that's BS or some shit. Why isn't it in the books? Why isn't it in the history books or the textbooks? Because they're feeding some bullshit. They feed you fucking what is that shit called? Abiogenesis. I don't even know how the motherfucker to say that shit. Okay, but that shit's been proven wrong. Okay, talking about, oh, we fucking evolved from this single fucking organism that possibly came off a comet and hit the waters or evolved in this primordial soup. Like, this motherfucker found a wife and some food in that shit. You get what I mean? Like, and then you're just supposed to believe like a multicellular organism turned into plants and animals and beings without one experiment ever verifying that shit. And then they'll show you subtle variations within a motherfucking species, like a fucking, like cats and tigers and lions and shit. And then they'll be like, oh, this is proof that a fucking lion was a banana at one point. And then you're supposed to honestly say like, yes, you're right, without even questioning that shit and their fucking evidence that they like to fucking present. And then if you're not motherfucking educated by their motherfucking standards, they're gonna be like, oh, well, now you're stupid and now you're dumb for questioning things, which is the very definition of their science today, which is questioning things. And they get mad, like, oh, you're not a professional for asking questions. Well, Mr. Professional, why aren't you providing the necessary experiments and empirical evidence for the questions we're asking if it's so scientific? And we're so woo crazy stupid. Okay? So, they're going to say humans have Neanderthal DNA, right? Which every race but Africans, right? So, you're not from Africa, right? You have Neanderthal DNA. And their answer is going to be that Africans, through different waves, came out of Africa and fucked on some Neanderthals, and that's how your ass came along. And motherfuckers don't even question that. Okay? When the truth is, they were made in a fucking lab, okay, by Enki and Leo and all that shit, and they don't want to talk about that shit, okay? Because that's the other alternative, alright? They don't want to talk about that, alright? So they're going to use things like ERVs, okay, which are just parasites, okay? And they're going to be like, oh, because we share ERVs with chimps and motherfucking, so we come from the same bloodline as them. Meanwhile, we share ERVs with rats and plants and cats and dogs, so I evolved from that shit too? Huh? You know, that's not the best part. You know, the kicker is that they're gonna say I'm stupid, right? Alright, cool. Say what you want. You don't pay my bills. I don't give a fuck what you gotta say anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Most of them wouldn't even say it to my face anyway. And if you would, I'm not the toughest guy in the world, but I'll say what the fuck I gotta say anywhere. Like, My throat chakra, Gucci. Alright? It took a lot of years of inner work. Now I say what the fuck I gotta say. Alright? And it ain't about fear. It's nothing. It's about, oh, how do people perceive you? I don't care how people perceive me no more. I am who I am, and I know who I am. I know why I'm here. Okay? I know my purpose. I know the reason. I don't come in malice. I don't come in hate. I'm not a motherfucking tough guy. I don't have to act like nothing. Okay? But I stand on business. I stand on my 10 toes. Okay? I'm not running. I'm not scared of death. I'm not scared of none of that shit. Okay? I'm here saying my truth. The reason I was put here. Okay? So, why does that matter? Because the kicker that people aren't going to talk about is they're going to say, this is scientists, all right? This is scientists now, all right? We share 98% DNA with chimps. Lie. That's a lie. We have over 400 million differences than chimps. You could look that shit up, all right? That's more like 80%, if I'm being nice. Okay? Out of that 80%, they're only counting 20% of our DNA because they call the other shit junk. So we share 98% with chimps out of 20% of our DNA. Really let that settle in for a minute. The rest of it's junk because we don't know what the fuck it does. We don't want to talk about, oh, that's your cosmic powers. That's your Akashic records, your halls of Amenti. That's where you go when you astral project, where you go into that motherfucking library. Alright? Then when you go into the bigger library, right? Okay? When you talking to your ancestors, you getting all the cosmic downloads, okay? Information coming from inside, okay? Our DNA was altered by the Anunnaki, okay? They created beings to run their machinery because they got fucking lazy because they went to free themselves to the new world to get gold to help the planet, but they didn't come there to be fucking slaves and working, and then the fucking rebellion happened. They got mad, so they had to do something, alright? There was a hominid on this planet already that existed. Okay, and they spliced it, okay, because that's not the first time this shit happened, all right? The first time that shit happened was in Lyra, okay, with the Lyrans, okay, when they were just fucking lion like fucking beings, and then they fucking spliced themselves with the fucking like ape-like creatures there, and they started their own fucking bloodlines, okay? And then the same shit happened with the fucking reptilians, alright? But the reptilians was the first beings to, like, evolve into their human motherfucking reptilian selves. Like, they didn't splice none of that shit, okay? And then when they fucking left, alright? Because there was going to be a collision, right? Between the planet, right? Which at the time was Tiamat, even though Tiamat, which was the primordial motherfucking entity that split into two, alright? So Tiamat became the earth and, right? The earth and space, okay? It split into fucking two, alright? So Tiamat, right? The planet, right? Was going to collide with the other planet, Thea, right? So when that shit fucking happened, the reptilians fucking left and they went to Lyra, okay? Then they ended up mixed breeding, okay? Over time, right? Because they were exchanging knowledge for technology, and over time the Lyrians got technology, then they ended up going to motherfucking war. And throughout that war, throughout those thousands of years of motherfucking mixed breeding, all that shit, right, is how they fucking ended up in the fucking Sirius A star system and Sirius B, right? Which ended up becoming the fucking Nomos and shit like that. And then that's how they were on fucking Nibiru, okay? And then that's where that clay tablet starts, where they're talking about the An before the Anu and all that shit, okay? So within your DNA, you have Lyran DNA, right? You have reptilian DNA, right? Which is the Anunnaki. That's the mix. And then a fucking ape-like hominoid from this motherfucking planet. Okay, the Trinity of Trinities is how the fuck they created your fucking DNA. And then they altered some of that shit so you can't have some of the powers that they had, okay? And they had to limit some, all right? So the 120 years lifespan is how the fucking atmosphere and their technologies, how they shape the motherfucking physics of our reality. That's how our lifespan works, right? Because if we were on motherfucking Nibiru, our shit would be like 900 and all that shit. And when they originally came here, they shaped the fucking atmosphere to be more like that over time so that they could get their shit back because their lifespans were shortening too. Okay, then they changed it back over time during the flood. Okay, and that's the shit that they're talking about with the pyramid wars and all that shit. And then you see all these, a bunch of fucking structures that look fucking melted, all right, all over the world, including motherfucking the Temple of Hathor and all that shit, okay, with the fucking staircase melted and shit. All right, that's due to the fucking pyramid wars, okay, where the aliens already went to fucking war on this fucking planet, okay, and they done it many times, and they ended up flooding this whole shit, okay, due to disagreements and the way the fucking humans and shit were before this shit. They had to redo this shit again, okay. So they've been redoing this shit a bunch of times, all right? And it's to fucking keep us the way they want to keep us, all right? Which is thinking that you're a fucking monkey whirling through space, fucking, then you don't matter, okay? When you do. Your whole cosmic history shows how much you matter, where you come from. You come from the stars. Even science says you're made of stardust, dude. You're not made of dirt. Okay, you made a star dust. You're from the stars. You're that same fucking plasma motherfucking light that's fucking rolling through your body right now. It's fucking blood because you're in this fucking atmosphere, in this fucking medium, okay? And your soul lower this motherfucking frequency to fucking embody this motherfucking vessel, right? To learn whatever fucking lessons you have to learn here so that you could fucking transcend, all right? Or you could fucking just be here and continue the same old cycles, right? And then you'll just be trapped in the same old cycles, repeating the same old shit, not learning lessons. And then you have to repeat this fucking lifetime because you won't learn how to transcend. So what they're going to do, they're going to take your soul once you're going, and then they're going to fucking bring you to the light, right? Which is just the moon, right? They're going to bring you to the moon and blank your fucking memory, and then you're going to have to repeat this shit all over again, right? Because the moon is just an artificial motherfucking base that they made, okay? So women, right, wouldn't have their period if the moon wasn't there, okay? And they would be fertile all the way till they die, all right? They'd be fertile till the day they died. They would be good. They wouldn't have to go through certain things. They wouldn't have to go through menstrual cycles and all that shit, okay? That's not motherfucking natural to how this planet was, okay? But that was one of their shits on how the fuck they got here, okay? That's like a mothership, okay? That's why there's ancient cultures that talk about the two suns, okay? The time before the moon and shit like that. Okay, because these events really existed, but they want you to not know about your history. They don't want you to know about the real fucking true cosmic motherfucking history. They want you to fucking think that you ain't shit, that people just got here through some fucking evolution, yet fucking crocodiles and sharks and dragonflies and motherfucking shits have not evolved in 300 million years, but somehow your ass is evolving. And, you know, that one day this fucking earth and the universe is just going to cease to exist because it's just expanding and then it's going to contract, and then fucking all this shit is for nothing basically, you know. Go fucking buy and spend, use, let's use you for fucking energy. You ain't shit, you know. You're helping the system good, you know. So we gotta break out of these toxic motherfucking things that they taught us, okay? Even in these religions teaching you that, oh, this shit was just created and you have to fucking worship this patriarch motherfucking of a god that's basically telling you every time you get knowledge that he's gonna fuck you up, right? And then fucking, you know, anytime you find knowledge somewhere else, right, he's just gonna fucking defile you, right? Send you to fucking hell and condemn you and shit, right? And then somehow he got this guy Satan that he banned from motherfucking the heavens, and somehow he's still doing your dirty work, so you send them to hell, right? When you don't like these people and you don't think the devil just gonna hook you up for not fucking with God, like, oh, he's doing your dirty work, fucking them up for you. And it's like, you know, There's all these little things that's like, it's like toxic, because now you're gonna live your life in fear, like trying to be a good person, or you're going to hell, like, oh no, like I'm going to hell if I do this or that. And it's like this real fear-based fucking like bitch shit that like you basically want to be like a piece of shit and like want to be forgiven. You know what I mean? Instead of just like tapping in and really changing yourself, because people just like making excuses for being terrible as fuck. All right, any excuse you can make, your fucking zodiac sign, your fucking religion, your culture, whatever fucking excuse people have for being a piece of shit, they do it and they use it, okay? Because they're scared. They're scared of themselves. They're scared of the reflection. They're scared of that dragon. They're scared of the shadow work, the inner work, the shit you gotta do to become a better person and to fucking change your whole perceptions of reality. All right, to get more out of life, and it's not even like in a material sense more. It's just more like experience and love and like this better feeling, okay, of knowing who you are, where you come from, and that it's important and it matters, and that you're in a position in the universe that matters, okay? You're in the center of the universe, okay? The axis of evil cosmology, okay? You are the center of the universe, just like your ancestors taught, all right? You're special. You're in this unique position. There's other places. That's cool. They got their own unique positions. We got our own unique position. We are special, okay? They bred us for something, but we still have spiritual in tune motherfucking DNA that fucking helps us connect, and it's more than what they would have liked. They would have liked us to be more obedient and shit, but it wasn't enough, okay? And coming in this time where we're rising in frequency, people are gonna start thinking and changing and stuff. So they're spreading misinformation so that they can control the information that people get, and then you won't know what's real or not, and then they'll be able to trick you into doing what the fuck they want into the future. But we are going to be smart. We're going to look into our ancestors as far back as we can, as far as you as a being, saying, all right, well, my ancestors come from here, and then these people, and then back into these people, back into these people, up until that point where they will call it paganism and demon worship and devil shit, okay? And we're going to go into those, and we're going to learn it without fear. We're going to drop the fear, okay? Because they just want you to think it's scary, when in reality, they're just portraying the amount of power. So the scarier looking the motherfucking demon or devil, it's just the more power this energy has, okay? It's no different than fucking, like, you grab, like, a bottle and it has a skull on it, and that just means there's chemicals in it. It don't mean it's evil. Like, the bottle ain't evil. It ain't fucking cursed. It ain't doing witchcraft on you, okay? It's the same fucking thing, okay? It's not, these aren't devils and demons, okay? These things are energies, primordial motherfucking energies, right? The same 144, which there's 144 angels, or 100, there's 72 angels, 72 demons, right? Which are just the 72 energies on each side, the negative and the positive inside of you, okay? And that Satan motherfucking negative energy is the emotion, the motherfucking intention, the power to get you the things that you want in life, okay? By really believing in that shit and tuning out all the noise that's saying, you can't do this, or this and that. The people that are going to curl you crazy until you make it happen, and then you're the fucking genius all of a sudden. You get what I'm saying? The same story that's been taught in history countless fucking times, alright? So, all of this is about self-betterment and knowing who you are, where you come from, okay? Because that is going to shape your perception of your reality, okay? Because if you think you ain't shit, right, then you're gonna live your life like that, all right? When it's so much more important, especially in these times where they're attacking people spiritually so deep, right? We need as many souls as we can in this war, okay? Because this shit is deep, all right? And they got people thinking some bullshit, and they got people living some fucking bullshit right now. People are working their asses off, stressing life. People are killing themselves, all right? People are depressed as fuck, all right? People are confused. They don't know. And there are some people living great too, all right? And everyone deserves to live that way, and everyone can. And it doesn't seem possible in the perception of people's minds, because these are the realities and societies people have created, bro. And we're coming into a new time, and it's not time to use old forms of governance systems and shit. We gotta move forward into new fucking thought processes and new ideas, bro. We can shape the new reality, but that shit takes a lot of inner work. It takes a lot of trust. Because right now we can't just stop motherfucking like everything. Like we can't just stop the military and the cops in our societies, right? Because our communities aren't together enough, okay? And shit could fucking happen, right? You need tight communities of fucking people with trust, all right? And that takes rising the frequencies. That takes time. That takes motherfucking work. All right. And that's the work that's going to happen within these next 500 years. All right. Leading up to this age of Aquarius. So what are we doing to fucking get to this goal? Right. And the goal would be the new earth. Right. So we could live in a new earth where they still control shit, or we could create our own spot, or there's no more control and we create a whole new society. Right. So there's options, and that's just off the top of my head, shit I'm thinking. If we come as a collective, there could be fucking greater ideas. Okay, and that's what I'm talking about. We don't need a community of people that are just gonna jump on the bandwagon of every next conspiracy that they fucking throw out there. Alright? We need fucking geniuses. Alright? Educated people and smart intellectuals. Okay? We need to mix these two things in the purest way. And we need to get out this fucking form of education that they've created. Because education is a good thing. And it helps. But there's also lies taught that are holding people back. And it's bullshit. And people are making a lot of money off of it. And it's helping push society forward in the way that they want to go. Okay? We aren't tolerating that anymore. Okay, we're addressing the lies fearlessly, and if they're not providing the scientific empirical evidence, then it's pseudoscience. Okay, it's pseudoscience, and we have a right to believe whatever the fuck we want to without being laughed at. If y'all gonna believe some shit that doesn't have experimental evidence, because that doesn't fit the scientific method. Alright? And y'all could talk all the shit you want about evolution taking millions of years, and then we could go into cosmology and how it's mostly observational based, and you could call that science all the fuck you want. But unless shit is being experimented on, it doesn't fit the scientific method. And that means it's not a fact of nature, and it's pseudoscience by definition. And if people aren't willing to face these facts, then you can't have these conversations and build to fucking know what's true and what's not true. Okay, because a fact in nature and knowing matters more than believing and guessing. Okay, I know my ancestors was right. I know what I know. And if I don't know something, I don't know it. Okay, that's it. There's no believe this, believe that. But we could speculate and we could fucking guess. And we could break that shit down. And that's what matters more than fucking repeating and regurgitating a bunch of information that you don't even know is true, and you just agreeing with the next man because agreement somehow is good enough for you. It's not for me. I fucking question everything. Fucking philosopher, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Alright? And that's just me and how the fuck my brain works. Alright? And that's what saved me in my motherfucking battle. Okay, because when I was going through shit or whatever, and when I was in the environment I was in, it was easy to do negative shit, and there was negative shit around the corner all the fucking time. That was the easiest shit to do, is to get into some shit. Okay, and what saved me throughout my life was knowledge, learning, math, science, all that shit. And I didn't like the education system. I wasn't good at learning that way. I graduated high school, all that shit, but college, I ain't do that shit. All right, a few weeks. All right, that was it for me. All right. That's not the way I like to learn. I learn a different way. I'm very hands-on, visual. Okay, so I read shit, right? I'll sit through motherfucking scientific lectures and shit. I sat through Yale's first semester of physics, okay? Just because I would get into debates about science and people would be smarter, and I'm like, yo, I gotta know what the fuck I'm talking about, okay? And that was through years of motherfucking getting cooked in motherfucking debates, and then fucking sharpening my sword, learning shit, motherfucking going on videos, watching shit, reading shit, motherfucking learning different fucking ways on the same subject until it fucking sticks. And then fucking going outsourcing and following scientific pages and spiritual pages and history pages and subscribing to different channels and shit and just outsourcing myself to different information. And then it comes to a point where you realize that all the information is actually inside you, and now you could fucking sit and be claircognizant and motherfucking listen to some information, know that shit's right, meditate, sit on it, and then fucking have a clear fucking vision on what the fuck's going on. But then someone like me, I just like to study further so I could at least know what the fuck I'm talking about too. Even though I know that shit is right, I don't want to just say it's right and then not be able to present some type of information and somehow explain it, right? I need to be able to explain what the fuck I know or how the fuck do I know it, right? Through the trust. So of course I trust, but y'all don't trust me, right? You don't have to fucking trust me. Why the fuck you trust me? I trust your intuition, your fucking, your discernment, right? When you're hearing these fucking words and you're hearing the information that I'm motherfucking presenting, and then you fucking do your own motherfucking studying and you do your own fucking weighing and measuring and being like, all right, like I see what he's saying, or I don't agree with what he's saying, or you could take pieces of what I'm saying and build on your own shit, because that's your perception shapes your fucking reality. And what the fuck I read and the shit I seen, plus the shit you read and you seen, you probably have a different fucking vision and shit, which is cool. Because life is just a fucking building. And you're standing on this side, I'm standing on this side, and we both looking at the same structure, and we're both right for what the fuck we're describing, but there's a bigger structure here. Okay, and that's the whole of life. And we just have to accept that, and we have to present what the fuck we know, and then we could build on that. And that's what the fuck they're doing with AI, okay? And we could do our own shit, but they're working with fallen angels and shit like that. So we can't do exactly what they're doing because, you know, we ain't working with those, right? So we have to do it through inner work, meditation, astral projecting, and having the fucking Akashic records, being able to tap in there, because that's our motherfucking source. Their source is doing shit outside because they can't tap in, so they create artificial intelligence through fucking conjuring the fallen angels, through CERN, doing my fucking rituals, and the fucking government fucking with the galactic federations and all this shit that's been happening for thousands of years since they signed contracts back then. You get what I'm saying? So the future is not looking good for them, and it's looking good for us. So, you know, take care of yourself, work out, eat healthy, study, spiritually get in tune, relax, ease your mind, meditate, okay, and be the best you could be. Be better than you were yesterday. That's all you could do. Until next time, peace, y'all.